Well, village life is interesting, and one interesting part of being in the village to me is it sparks my curiosity. And which curiosity am I talking about? Roads. There are many small mini roads in this village, so many. So they always spark my curiosity. Where do they lead to? But one thing about me that as far as they spark my curiosity, I've never taken the time to walk them and see where they lead to. So today on our day 3 of walking 10,000 steps, we'll be taking these roads, but today we'll take one road and see where it leads to. Maybe another day we'll take another road. So far I've lived here, I've only, for around 5 or 6 years, I've gotten used to just using 2 roads. The one we walked yesterday to Sirare on our 10,000 steps of day 2, and the one we walked yesterday on our 10,000 steps on our first day. So yeah, I've gotten used to the 2 roads that have become comfortable of not exploring the other roads. So today on our day 3, we'll take one of those mini roads and see where it leads to. Maybe I'll get answers to one of my curious questions, where does this road lead to? Because as far as it's big as the other mini roads that I'm used to walking, I've never taken it and nowhere. Actually, I think I passed through that road once, but I was lost at that time, so I've never taken time again to pass through the road and see where it leads to. So today, join me on our day 3 of our 10,000 steps to explore the road and see where it will lead us to. So we started our walk at exactly 4, and then we activated our watch to outdoor walking. So let's see where at the end of the day how many steps would have walked with our exploration of village road. So yeah, walk with me. So one thing that I'm thankful for since I started my day 1, today is day 3 of walking 10,000 steps. The sky has always been so beautiful, and I thank God that it has not rained, because most of the time at this hour you'll find that most of the days it's raining. So which means when it rains at these times, I will not be able to go for my walks, because sometimes it rains so heavy that it rains up to around 5 or 6, and it's hard to go out for walks when it's raining like that. So since we started our day 1, the sky has always been so clear with good weather, sunshine. The clouds are so clear most of the times, as you can see. It's very clear. So yeah, which enables us to, gives me easier time and an ample time to go walking. So yeah, so hope it will be like this on a daily basis. Maybe it mostly rains at night, so hope the weather will be in our favor, and hope it rains. But obviously rain is important for agriculture. Hope it rains at night. I'm not hoping that it does not rain. Hope it rains at night. So we are still taking the same road that we took yesterday to Sirare, but the road I'm saying we'll take is past this forest. So we'll go past this forest a little, then we'll find the road I'm talking about. So as I was saying, there are a lot of mini roads in this village. So you can see, like this one going down here is one of the mini roads, which I don't know where it leads to, because I see people usually passing through here, but I don't know where it goes to. You see? So those are one of the mini roads. I intend on walking through this period and see where they lead me to, because I like exploring new things. So yeah, so let's see, we're almost there. Talking of our mini roads, as I was saying, there are many mini roads in this village. Here is another mini road leading this side. I've never taken it so far. See where it leads to. And then on the opposite side we have another one, but that one looks so bushy. I'll never try walking it, but this one is a bit clearer. We'll walk it on another day. So yesterday during our walk to Sirare, we took the Downer Road. We proceed with the Downer Road to Sirare. So but today, with my curiosity, I've always wondered where this road leads to. So yeah, I want us to explore this road and we see where it leads to. So far to get here we have walked 1,700 steps in 20 minutes. So let's see where this road will lead us to walk 5,000 steps. I want us to walk to somewhere where it can get us to 5,000 steps, and then we can walk back. It's not a must we explore it until we see where it actually leads to, but I want us to explore it to a point where we can get to 5,000 steps and then we'll walk back. As I told you, maize plantations everywhere. It's either trees and maize plantations, trees and a maize plantation. This is the only thing that people here do. So there are a lot of maize plantations, but I'm already used to it. So yeah, so as I was saying, I walked this road. I passed through this road once when I was lost, but I'm not sure if it was this one because this one now looks strange. But let's see where it leads to. But now I think it was not this one because it's getting a bit kind of bushy toward the other end. But as I said, it has been around 4 or 5 years since I passed through it, but maybe it has changed. So let's see where it will lead me to. We're still continuing with the road. So I think we have two pathways from here. One goes this way. One is going this way and another one is going this way. As I told you, there are many mini roads in this road, but I think I'll proceed with this one because I see a water body down there. So, and I can actually see a road proceeding from I think we go this way, there's a road the other side. So yeah, I think I'll pass through this side today and then maybe I'll take another day and proceed with that one and see where it goes. So for today, let's go the right side and see where to lead to. You see the water body I was talking about? I think it's the road I was now I'm sure since I was in the water body, I think I passed through the water body the day I was lost. Then I think it's the right road. You see, there are many mini roads, as I was saying. There are so many mini roads in this village, which continues sparking my curiosity. So here we are at the water body. Actually, it's not a water body. I think it's sort of a dam. I think it's a dam or something of the sort. I think it's a dam. It's a mini dam. If maybe it's not a dam, it's a pond or something like that. Let me show you. can see acres and acres of land of maize, but I think it's a dam. Because I don't know what, maybe it's a pond, because I think it's small. Yeah, it's just this big. Yeah, it's just this big. I don't know. I think it's a dam. It's a dam, I think so. So yeah, let's proceed with our walk. So what makes me think it's this way? Because I was saying, I think I passed through this road, and then when we were passing the other side, I was like, oh, it's not this road. I was still confused, but when I saw this dam, I was like, yeah, it's the same road. I think I'm on the right track. Is one time I was coming back from school over the holidays, and so as I was coming back from school over the holidays, it was the first time actually my parents had moved here. So, and I was new to the place, and hearing the Sirare border, I was curious. I wanted to know where the Sirare border. So, because the first time I came over, I used the road on day one. We walked on day one. It's another way you can access home through that. So yeah, I walked through. I was like, oh. My dad had showed me that there was this other road which you can access home through the Sirare border. So as a young girl, I was curious. I wanted to see the second road that I can access home to, and I wanted to see the border. I think the water from the dam is coming all the way here. It's passing through down there. Because I think there's a bridge in between here, because you can see the bridge is here. So I think it passes down here, through down here. Then it goes to the other side, because I saw someone passing with a jerrycan to go fetch water. And I don't know if they use it for cooking or whatever, because it doesn't look clean to me. But maybe for doing other things, for washing, maybe they can use it for washing. So it's a bit big, yeah. It's a bit big from the other side to this side. That side over there, over to this side. So yeah, we proceed with our walk. So as continuing with my story, so as a curious 17-year-old, I was like, I want to pass through this road and get home through this road, because I wanted to walk at the border and see what the border was like, because I went to the border once, not minding when we moved here. It's a bit hilly. Not minding when we moved here. When we moved here, we were staying at some place called Nyaboansi, the place we walked on day one. We were staying at rentals. So from where we were staying at Nyaboansi to Sirare, the border was like 50 shillings. So yeah, I went to the border once with my dad, and he showed me like, you see that road down here there? You pass through that, you can get to where we had bought land. So yeah, so where we had bought land is where we were building a house, so that we can move from the rentals. We can come and stay where we had bought land. So he showed me like, you see that road there? Once we build our house, we will be passing through that road, which is the road we walked yesterday on our day 2. So a curious 17-year-old me wanted to like, so the second time I was coming from school, my parents had already built and moved. So I was told like, take a motorbike and tell them you are alighting here and here, they'll just bring you home. So I didn't do that. So I was like, that's just too simple. Let me go and walk over the border. Then I'll come. Then I'll use the road Dad had showed me and get home. So I was like, okay. So I was with my friend Rachel. Rachel alighted at her place. So me, I proceeded to the border, to the border point, to alight there so that I can walk for some minutes and then go walk home to the road that Dad had showed me without me having to walk there. So, okay. I was like, so I alighted at the border point, walked a few minutes, bought a few things, then proceeded home to the road Dad had showed me. So we get here again, find another way down, another way up. So we'll take the left one because I think it's headed to Sirare border. Because yeah, I think it's headed to Sirare border. It's obviously leading to Sirare border. So yeah. So I bought a few things and then started walking the road because I still didn't remember the name of the village where we were staying. First of all, and second of all, I didn't want to board any motorcycle because I didn't know where we was, the name of the village, because we were new to the place. So I was like, okay, let me just walk using the road Dad showed me. I'll obviously get home. So one thing that Dad didn't tell me is that when you walk down this way and then you have to branch some other road. So me, I thought it was walking straight and straight and straight. But let me show you the other side. I'll tell you something about the other side. So you see the lorries are coming to get maize from the interior part so that they can come and sell at the border point. So we're going to move to the side. So much dust. God. Our roads are so dusty. I think by the end when I'm done walking, the time I get to day 10, I'll be having flu at that time. Curious 17-year-old me, instead of coming from Sirare up there and branching through this road, Chalbantu, I proceeded with continuing walking towards there. So, but I didn't know instead of me branching through here, so that I can get home. Anyway, I knew it, the road leads to Sirare. So we're not going to town, we'll go branch this way. So far we have walked 4,100 steps. So instead of the curious idea with me passing through the other side, so I went straight. So mind you, I was having my bag. I was carrying my bag, my school bag with books inside. So books, a lot of books since it was the holiday. So I had to carry books to come home read. So yeah, and I had bought a few snacks to bring my nephew, the nephew we were with yesterday. I had bought a few snacks, so I was carrying books and snacks books and my backpack, and then snacks and then so I walked for around 1 hour. So obviously I went even past the road that we used to join to come back up to Sirare, so I proceeded directly downward. I proceeded, walked and walked. I continued walking and I was like, okay, this road is unending at this point. So I was like, so as I told you, we are at the interior part. Immediately you move from town, you come to the interior part. So I continue walking and I'm getting more to the interior, more and more. So as I'm already on the interior part, and as I continue walking, it's getting more interior and interior. So there are a few motorbikes passing, and very few houses, scattered houses. Yeah, there are houses, but not on the road towards the inside part. So there are very few roads on the road, very few houses on the road. I'm sorry. So I was like, okay, I continue. I'm screwed up now. I can tell myself I'm screwed up. I start regretting why I didn't alight at the first stop, so that because that the other side it was easy. Why did I start? Why did I walk? Now I'm telling all this my question. So Maren, you are lost. You are lost. Now I'm like, okay, what can I do? Should I continue walking or should I go back? And I'm thinking like I can't go back to Sirare border point because I've been walking for around 1 hour now, and I can't go back to the border point so that I can take a vehicle again for around 20 shillings so that I can get to the other stop, so that I can pick a motorbike from the other stop or walk, because walking that way was very easy because I knew the road, because we used to walk to the farm and get groceries, so I knew it. So the curious me wanted to walk the way which I've never walked before. So yeah, we are still on the way walking home. So I'm still walking home because now we have already come all the way, so it's just heading home straight, the road which I would have taken there on the first day. So yeah, so instead of proceeding the other side, which is directly home, I'll go to this downer side so that I can have more steps, because I already have 5,000 steps. I only have 5,000 steps now. If I go directly home, from here to home is around 2,000 steps, so we'll not achieve our 10,000 steps. So yeah, so let's go down. This way we get a few like 2,000 steps, then head back so we can get the other 2,000 steps walking home. So back to the story. So the little, everyone has this little voice inside them, and yeah, so they always like looking so confident on the outside. I think it's something I possess so much, looking confident on the outside, but inside me, I'm so chickened up. I'm like, Marian, you messed up so bad. So, and I continue. I say, let me just proceed, because Dad had said it might take, like, it's a bit to the interior. Let me walk. Maybe I've not got to the interior part of home. Maybe if I proceed a little bit, I'll get home. So I continued proceeding a little bit. Now I'm completely lost. Because as I'm proceeding, I don't see if I'm getting home. I don't see any signs of there's a school nearby where at home. So, and I don't see this road. I don't see home. So I'm completely, oh God, Maron, you're lost. So the inside me is like, Marion, what can I do? Should I sit down and start crying? And I'm like, if I sit down and start crying, I'm a 17-year-old, I can't cry. So I'm, I'm like, no, Marion, just so like, just walk and then maybe you'll meet someone and then ask for direction. Mind you, I don't even know the village I'm going to, what its name, because it was so complicated. So I continue walking and say like, if I meet a house on the way, I can go there and then ask for directions. So as I was going, so luckily I meet this house built along the way, and I knock. They had a iron sheet door, so I knock on it. So and then an old lady comes. An old lady, like she looked like 70 or so. So she asked me, yes, my daughter, how can I help you? I was like, so I greeted her and then asked her if there was a school nearby. She asked me the name of the school. So I'm not forgetting, I told you my home is near school. So, and I'm like, I don't know the name of the school. I'm like, I just want to know if there's any school around here. Maybe my home is around that school. So I explained to her that my parents had moved and what have you. And I was trying to access home and I didn't board a motorbike. So I was trying to walk. So she told me there's no school around here, but which means you are lost. So I was like, now I hit with the reality, like, oh, Marion, you are lost. Then luckily a motorbike passes by. So it was a guy on the motorbike. So the old lady stops the motorbike guy and tells him like, this girl is lost. The guy asks me like, it was a young guy. He asks me like, so the guy asked me, do you know where your home is? I'm like, I'm used to passing the Nyabos Ansia side, never passed this side, but my home is near here and here. So since I'm new to the place, I don't know how to explain where the roads and whatever. So I'm like, okay, he says, do you have your dad's phone number? I say, yes, I have my dad's phone number I've known it since primary. What have you? So by this time I was in high school. So I was like, yeah. He says, give me his number. So I give him the number. He calls my dad and my dad is like, bring her here and here. And the guy is like, yeah, I know you're home. And I'm like, so the little voice inside me is like, wow, Marion, thank God someone knows you're home. Since you don't know you're home. So I'm like, okay, thank God. So he tells me, get on the motor. So dad asks him if I'm lost. He says, yes, I'm lost. So, since I'm lost, then he tells the guy, bring her home and then I'll pay you. So the guy brings me home. So that's why I was telling you. I passed through that road when I was lost once, but I was not sure if that was the road. So yeah, that's what happened. So the motorbike guy passed through the dam side because I'd past the dam side towards the front. So he passed through the dam side and brought me back home. Then I think we have reached here. We'll head back again. So the guy brought me back home. That's why I say like I had passed through there once, but I was not sure because by then when I passed there I was in high school. And now I was in high school, I think in Form 3, that is 11th grade, I think. Yeah. And then the guy brought me home. I'm like, the guy is like, I even carried your sister the other day to go shopping. I know you're home, I know you're home. So he takes me home, and I get home and I'm like laughing at myself. I found my sister, my sister home. So we like laughed at. It was so hilarious. So that was the first time ever I had gotten lost in my life. And I'll never forget that day. It was so weird. And I'll can't believe I got lost just like that because I was so curious of knowing the border point. Nowadays, now that I live, I know every point at the border point. I can just walk there without any problem. I have no interest of going there. I have like zero interest of going to walk there. So I wonder why did I back then have so much curiosity of going to the border point to see, just to walk around. Anyway, I was just still, maybe let's call it young and naive, because there's no other word that I can use except young and naive at that point, because I screwed up bad. So then the next day I had to come to Sirare with my sister, and then she was showing me, like, I remember we walked so that she can show me the road so that I cannot get lost again. Next time I come back from school, so that I cannot get lost. Yeah. So that's when I mastered the road. So, but after now knowing the road, I never used that road from school. So I used to alight at the other side where we walked on day one. I used to alight on the other side because it's cheaper. Let's say when we alight from Migori to the Nyaboansi, it's 150 shillings. Then when we proceed to the border, it's 200 Kenyan shillings. So I'm like, what's the need? Should I go to all the way to 200 shillings on the border point where I can alight at 150, and the 50 shillings that I'll be using, I'll be adding as transport from there to the border point. I can use it to pay a motorbike and get home instead of going all the way to the border point. And again, I pay another 50, which is adding to 250 shillings. So what's the need instead of just using 200? So, and I never used that way. I never used that way to, after getting lost now, after knowing the border point, after going on that day and walking around with my sister, and I knew the border point. Now I had no interest of walking to the border point, coming from school and passing through the border point again. So I just used to alight on the other side. So I was like, now I'm asking myself, what's the need to go through that trouble on the first day on a road I didn't know, which I never used again until like now when I go to the border point to do shopping and what have you, now that I'm done with schooling. And I'm like, what's the need I had to go through that trouble that day, getting lost? My dad worrying after I had been called by a person he doesn't know that I'm lost. So, anyway, up to until now, some of the time I meet the guy who brought me home that day, and I'm like, you young girl, come here. Do you remember? The first time I met him was like, do you remember I'm the one who carried you when you got lost and took you home? So yeah, I usually meet him at the border point, and he brings me home, reminding me, do you remember you got lost? And I'm like, yeah, I'll never forget that day. Hope I never get lost again. Like, never. Because it's so traumatizing. So we passed to the other side, and it led us all the way to almost the border point, the Sirare town. So not forgetting this is the road we took, and it has taken us all the way round to Sirare and then coming back. So yeah, so this is our road. So it's checked. We have already explored it, so next time we'll explore another road. So one thing is that, so that time was I think it was an April holiday of 2023 when I got lost. So there's this friend of mine, when I said we used to come home together, share lights before me, then I decided to proceed all the way to the border point. So one thing that when she asked me, "Oh, Maren, did you get home safe?" I was like, "Yeah, I got home safe." I never told her that actually I got lost. I never told her I got lost. Yeah, I never told her I got lost, and I don't think I'll ever tell her I got lost on that day, because it's so hilarious. Because the reason as to why I didn't want to tell her I got lost is because she'll obviously laugh at me and then start telling me, "Oh, how did you get lost? How did you do this? How did you do that? How did you get there until you got lost?" Because she's a native of this place. She knows the place well. So she'd ask me, "Oh, you are going to where?" She'll start telling me, "Oh, I went to XG. I did what. And I didn't want her to laugh at me. And then if she laughs at me, since we were in the same class again, she would go telling the other people that are the other people in my class, my other classmates. "Oh, Maren got lost during this time when we went home." And I'm too proud for that, for someone to say I'd got lost. So yeah, my pride is on a higher level. I can't afford someone saying I got lost, even if I got lost. I can't afford my reputation being ruined like that. Never, ever. So as our work comes to an end for today, on our day 3, we'll be hitting 10,000 steps any minute now. 3 years down the line, I passed through that mini road, and then I was just a young girl lost. And then it was like, okay. And then there was this little voice inside me that as I was passing through there, the motorbike guy was bringing me home, was scared that maybe I thought my dad was gonna scold me, but he didn't. And it reminds me that maybe I didn't know that the little girl that was passing through there scared will pass again 3 years later. Yeah, I think it's approximately 3 years later from the 2023 April. And today we are in 2026 May. So 3 years later, I passed through that road again. It sparked the memories from 3 years ago. And I can say it was quite a good walk. So we have already reached 10,000 steps. As you can see, as I'm heading home, I'm almost home any minute now. So it has been a good walk. From the story you can see I'm a curious girl. I have a lot of curiosities in this life. I'm curious about a lot of things. And maybe today one of the curiosities I've been satisfied, so that when next time I'll be passing to Sirare, I'll not be like, where does this road lead to? And I'll be like, I know where this road leads to. Maybe sometimes I'll be passing through there, going to Sirare for change of scenery, because I'm used to taking the same road on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, it has been quite a good walk. I'm exhausted, my legs. You can see how they are. That's because due to the nature of our roads, they're so dusty. So that's why I can't afford wearing sports shoes, because can't afford washing them on a daily basis. So that's why I opt to wear this one, so that after my walk, as I go and take a shower, I can wash them also. So yeah, day 3 has been amazing. and hope to see you tomorrow for our day 4 of 10,000 steps. Yeah, it has been a good walk with a weird story. I know it's not that weird, but with a story, yeah. A story that will be engraved in my heart for the rest of my life, that I'll never forget. The first time I got lost was due to my curiosity. So yeah, so thank you for walking with me. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment also on what you think of our story today. So yeah, so adios. See you tomorrow on our day 4.